What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to another Football Manager 2019 Top 5 Countdown. Today we are going to be looking at the top 5 free transfers to sign at the start of your FM19 save. Hopefully you do enjoy this video. If you have any ideas for top 5s that you'd like to see me cover in the future, leave them down in the comments. And without further ado, let's get into this. So the first player I have here in this countdown, a little bit of one out of left field, perhaps not entirely surprising if you've had a look through the free agents yourself, but it is the one, the only Samir Nasri, of course, formerly of Arsenal, a player who has since played in, well, Manchester City colours and, of course, more recently in Spain. He, of course, then moved to Turkey, where he was banned following some kind of drip scandal where he went to the USA and had this treatment, which wasn't so kosher. There was a big furore around it on social media. You may have seen the picture that one of the nurses took of it. That's not what this video is about, but he's got his ban. It's going to be over 6 months into the start of your save. You can see here, if we have a look at it, he's got a global ban until the 31st of December, so 6 months after your normal European start date. And when you look at him, he is a very, very good player. Despite being of the age of 30, I think he's got a lot left in the tank, to be honest. Obviously, not going to be able to play for you immediately if you choose to sign him. During my test saves, he was interested in joining teams as low as in the Championship. However, due to his wage demands, you couldn't necessarily sign him for them. I did a bit of testing with Cardiff City. He was commanding a wage kind of total of £105,000. I will say now, I don't think he's worth that kind of money. However, Football Manager free agents over a period of time will lower their wage demands the longer that they remain a free agent. So you could probably get him for a little bit cheaper, but it is those wage demands which mean he is as high as he is in this list. Regardless, if he is still a free agent a few months into your save, if those wage demands do go down, he definitely has something to offer teams, you know, in the top flight of the top European leagues. Even at the age of 30, a very, very talented playmaker indeed. So the next player we have in this list, another player who is well versed in Premier League football, Dimitar Berbatov. Yes, the 37-year-old Bulgarian forward. I mean, look at him. He's never really had that much pace in the tank, so don't let the age put you off. 20 first touch, 16 finishing. These mentals are superb, might I add. I guess the determination is a little bit of a turn-off perhaps, but he's still got ambitious personality, a very good kind of spearhead your attack, a good target man, complete forward. Can also play as more of a shadow striker-y role, although his lack of pace and acceleration may hinder him in that position. And, well, you can see here, 16 passing, 17 work rate. 17 vision. You could very much make him work as a playmaker, I feel like, as well. The reason he's not higher in this list is, again, his wage demands are a little on the high side, although they're not huge. At the start of save games, I've seen a lot of teams in China trying to pick him up. As a result, if you do get in a bidding war with one of those teams, the chances are you are going to have to pay over the odds for him. Of course, a player who plied his trade first in, well, you can see here, Bulgaria, moved to Germany, played across, of course, Tottenham, Manchester United and Fulham colours in England, went to Monaco, and most recently has been playing in Greece and India. Despite the fact he only scored 1 goal in India, he's a good player. He's worth picking up if you can get him for a decent amount of wages. I've seen him again. He's interested in going to teams in the Championship still. He's an ambitious player. He's got something about him. If you need that kind of budget striker option, or you want a real kind of talented playmaker, someone you can maybe fall back on, this may well be the man for you. So coming in at number 3, guys, we are going to break the combo that we were building up in terms of players who are, well, more attacking playmakers, I guess, in terms of Nasri and Berbatov. We have Didier Ndong, a player who, of course, is only 24 years old, a well-versed international in Gabon. And, well, some football fans within England may remember this guy. He was signed for Sunderland not that long ago, really, for £13 million. That, of course, the season where Sunderland were relegated. I mean, Lorient must be laughing to the bank about that, but you can see he hasn't played that many games. Last year he was on loan at Watford. He was released this summer. Despite, I guess, questionable work ethic during his time at Sunderland, he is still a good player in Football Manager. A player who doesn't have the biggest wage demands in the world, and I think he offers a lot as a centre midfielder. Definitely more of a defensively orientated player, you know, not necessarily the best in the final third, but very well rounded. Good mentals, very good physicals. Again, only 24 years old. He does have a little bit of potential to grow into. However, given his age, you might not necessarily want to rely on that happening. But yeah, like this guy a lot. Ambitious personality. Again, not the biggest wage demand, especially compared to, say, the likes of Nasri and Berbatov. And yeah, he will take a drop down because, of course, he was previously contracted to Sunderland. So a player who I do recommend you check out. But coming in at number 3, Didier Ndong. So guys, coming in at number 2, we have Benoit Tremoulinas. I'm not going to try and say that name again. We'll call you Benoit. 32 years old, French left-back, a player who, in my tests, was willing to move to Cardiff City, so kind of the lower-end Premier League side, who wasn't so keen on a move to a Championship team. But nevertheless, I think he's good enough as a good backup Premier League left-back, maybe even a starting left-back if it's a real area of weakness for you. 32 years old, so kind of not the youngest player in the world, but he has good natural fitness. Pretty good physicals for his age as well. He's an experienced player. Player traits as well, runs with ball down the left. He's very good going forward with the ball, as you can see by his 16 crossing. And yeah, he's just a very, very good left-back option. You could probably train him to play right-back as well if you wanted to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You can see previously played for Bordeaux, or recently played for Sevilla. Didn't play a single match last season despite playing 24 games the season before that. He's available as a free agent. Not the craziest wage demands in the world, but yeah, you know, he wants to move to a fairly big rep club, having just come from Sevilla. But definitely a player worth keeping an eye out on your FM19 saves. And finally, at number 1, drum roll please, it's Asana Guna. Again, Asane, I'm just going to call you that because it's easier. But yes, the Ivorian, 21 years old. I like the look of this guy a lot in FM this year. Not technically the best rated player, but he has very, very reasonable wage demands, was commanding around £7,000 a week as a Championship club trying to sign him. He has some potential to grow into, very professional personality, determined mentals, are good, and I mean his mentors across the board are very, very well rounded. A centre mid, can also play that kind of defensive midfielder role. You can see previously was at Inter, did have a loan spell at Udinese, but didn't really play. But regardless, he is only 21. He has room to improve into. You may have a problem with work permits. That's something that's perhaps worth being aware of. But obviously, if you're playing in a nation that doesn't require work permits, or of course you get a good Brexit, you might be able to pick up this guy in the future. In terms of FM19 regens, or not regens, free agents this year, there's not incredible ones out there. It would have been very easy for me to put the likes of Berbatov and Nasri up at the top. This guy is an affordable option though, £7,000 a week wages. Those wage demands may even drop a little if teams don't immediately go in for him. But there is a lot to like about this guy. His physicals are superb, his mentals are great. Yes, his technicals aren't the most well-rounded in the world, but 14 passing, 13 vision, 13 first touch, 12 dribbling, that's absolutely nothing to scoff at. I mean, as a deep line playmaker, he could definitely do a job in kind of the second tier of England. You can see here, just a very, very good player, room to improve into as well. And yeah, he's a player who's definitely worth trying to pick up if you're looking for that kind of centre midfielder option on the cheap in your Football Manager 2019 saves. Anyway, guys, that does wrap up this list from me. This, of course, was just my personal top 5. I'd be interested to know if there's any players that you've picked up as free agents in FM19 that weren't featured in this list. For those of you wondering, yes, I will have a big free agent shortlist coming shortly after the release of Football Manager in a week or two's time. Of course, we are technically, as I record this, still in the beta. When that shortlist drops, it'll be a number of players, not just the 5 featured in this video, that we'll go over and talk about and show off, and obviously provide it in a way where you can easily access them all. So yes, let me know what you made of my list, any players that are missing, any that you agree with, disagree with, leave it in the comments. Of course, if you are new to the channel, do subscribe, go check out my channel, loads of FM19 content dropping right now, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.